Computer. Okay, perfect. So, just really wanted to welcome all the new guys. So I finally got around to like giving some shout outs. I know Tamika was like, "You're not shouting me out yet, Heather. Like it's taking you a couple days." So obviously you guys, like, it's super exciting to be shouting out new distributors, both on like obviously your personal Facebook page, and then also like in the groups. And I think with what I recognize is really how smart Herbalife is in regards to like how they want us to do the flow of like 3-day trial, customer, get the customer results, right? And then obviously the people that are going to be distributors are going to show that they should be a distributor by their actions. Obviously, Tamika, she's been coming to the club and been working out with me. She looks incredible, has amazing results on the program. And then she always has people asking her, like, about her workouts, about her eating, commenting on her pictures because she looks so sexy. And and so that really shows us, like, okay, maybe we can invite her to an event that's built for distributors. And so that was like a healthy potluck and blitz session, right? So she came to that and then posted and blitzed with us, and then had several people message her about the online transformation challenge. And then really wanted to be like, or Tamika had said, yes, like I really want to be a distributor. I want to help people. So Tamika, I'm going to unmute you and just share like your results on Herbalife and your healthy, active lifestyle, and then what your goals are with the business.
Okay, first, I was always off and on, but then when I really got serious, I started just to do the 2 shakes a day and 1 healthy meal and snacks in between, and I actually lost 20 pounds in a month and a half. Awesome. Then I was like, okay, I got to the weight I like, and I just wanted to always have muscles and to just live healthy, and started the personal trainer with Heather. And then I feel confident in myself now to want to help others, change their lifestyles and to be a helping hand like Heather helped me.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. So now I'm going to ask you, girl, what is your goals like with the business? Like how much extra money would help you? Or like where do you see the business going for you?
I see myself actually like, let me see, how can I put this? I see myself actually being pretty big one day, hopefully, opening my own club and help others. So
awesome.
I see myself going pretty far.
Okay, perfect. So obviously, like, you have the best results on the products, and now you're starting to get customers. And so really our main goal is to start building that customer base, right?
Yes.
So that's obviously going to be what we're working on. When you go to Hawaii, you're going to get some customers. And even when you get back. So she's going on vacation to Hawaii, and she's going to get some customers while she goes on vacation, while she's on the beach.
I am.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so Lauren, I don't know if she can hear me, but I'll kind of share her story, and then maybe if she can hear me, she can unmute herself. But so Lauren had actually tried Herbalife a couple years ago, and now she finally wanted to restart. She felt really supported where she's at now, like inside of our club and all of that good stuff. And she is an expecting mommy. And she's using the orange cream shake, which is her favorite. And she loves it. She loves to make Fruity Pebbles. Her fiance, they're about to be engaged. He loves it too. And she just wants to do the business part-time, helping a couple customers. And she is using the online transformation challenge too. So this is really huge. And I was talking to Nicole about this at the club the other day. And it's so simple because the online transformation challenge it gives people like a goal right away, a script, and they get the 3-day trial out. And they can make their $35 through Facebook Pay instantly. So if they're sending an invoice right through Facebook Pay, which Brock obviously showed me, and I was like, oh, heck yeah. So sending the invoices through Facebook Pay, it automatically delivers that $35 into someone's bank account, and it's quick. So the new distributors can see, hey, I'm making $35, something easy from my phone, and the new distributor, they don't feel overwhelmed because they have a set of scripts. They have other coaches posting the workouts. They have other coaches doing a lot of the work on the back end, and the only thing that they have to do is stay organized and collect people's money and get them results on the products. So like for me, I know organization is huge. So I kind of showed this to Lauren, and we have this on the files section under the coaches scripts. It's like, I didn't have time to print mine out, so I just made mine. Yeah, I just drew it. But I added just a couple of things like a Facebook shout out, right? Because Facebook is huge. That's how I got most of my people into the transformation challenge. And then did I document their volume? I added that just because I'm trying to get like the documented thing in my head. Because even if you're getting gifts away, like a trial or a beauty booster, we really need to make sure that we're still documenting that. So let's go to, I'm going to turn it to Nicole. Nicole, I want you to just share your story, like how you started, kind of go into detail, because Tamika probably hasn't heard a lot of it, and neither has Lauren. And then we can also share this with Sharnita and all the new guys. Go into detail with your story and let us know like all that good stuff.
Okay, so when I first got introduced to Herbalife, I didn't want anything to do with it. I was completely against it. Then I tried the shakes, fell in love with the shakes. I actually got plugged into one of the in-house weight loss challenges back in 2015, and I was already in the gym for like 2 years. So when I seen results in like 2 weeks for being on the products, it definitely made a big impact on me. But I was still kind of stubborn. I have an issue with commitment, I think. So I didn't want to commit to like the membership. Heather would always tell me that I would need to, we need to get you signed up. We need to get you signed up. It was about 8 months later that I did another 21-day challenge, and I was really consistent, and I just said, forget it. I don't care what anybody thinks. Because there's a lot of times there's like this negative misconception or viewpoint of Herbalife. And I was one of those people that had that like negative viewpoint of like meal replacement shakes and stuff. But anyways, I said, okay, I'm ready to commit. But even at that point, I still didn't want to do the business. I just wanted the products at a discount. But within the first week, I hit my first promotion, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing the business now. So it was super part-time because I was in graduate school. I was in my last semester finishing my master's. So it was super part-time, even though I think I got kind of carried away with the business, and school kind of almost took a pause for me. So did that. I fell in love with helping people. Once I got into fitness, I really loved helping people, but I never had the opportunity or any resources to do that. So once I got into Herbalife, I was able to actually make an impact. Then 2 months ago, well, no, it's been more than that. A couple months.
Yeah.
Heather and Brock, mainly Heather, had been talking to me about possibly taking over Breakthrough. I had no idea that it would happen this fast. But at LDW, they told me that they wanted me to take over May 1st. And prior to that, since June, I was working at the prison. So I had to work my schedule around not having my phone all day. So like I tell everybody else, I had to be super intentional with my time because it literally was maybe 2 hours out of the day. And then, what else? Okay. Prison. Took over May 1st to the club. And then within 2 weeks of working at Breakthrough, I made pretty much what I would make the whole month at my job. And I actually added it up a couple days ago, and I think I've made over $7,000, maybe more, since working at the club this month. But obviously there's more expenses, so it's just balancing that. But knowing that it's possible, if you work the plan. Tina was telling me that, make sure you say that if you work the plan. And Heather had sent me these videos before I quit my job about what's his name?
It was Larry Thompson.
Yeah. And he was saying in the videos about when people are full-time, sometimes they're better at being or when they're part-time, sometimes they're better at being part-time because they know they have this limited time, so they have to be intentional with it. However, when they go full-time, they feel like they have just this freedom, which you do, but you still have to be consistent. And it's been definitely a blessing working with Heather and Brock, because they keep me on my toes, and you see them constantly working, and it just keeps you motivated to constantly trying to reach out to people. And so that has been huge, learning how to do the blitzing and chasing likes. And I've never been a big person on chasing likes at all. I guess in the beginning I never had success with it. So but working all those DMOs have definitely been beneficial since being at the club. So
awesome. Yeah. And I think obviously, like, whenever for new guys, like for the new distributor, a lot of the times I think one of the things that we might miss out on is like telling them, here's what happened to me in my first month, or like, here's what happened to me in the first 90 days.
Yeah.
Because what they see, like Tamika, she sees us every single day, and she sees like, okay, they own their own nutrition club. Like, they have 50 people coming in already. Like, this is pretty easy for them. Or maybe they make a lot of money. But what people need to know, and like what we need to do better as leaders, is actually sharing our story from like day one. So for me, what I know that was most powerful is whenever I went, like, I never asked a question to my sponsor, Lana. I never asked her, like, well, why do I need to go to the STS? Like, I never asked. I guess it was just I was looking for something so hard that whenever she brought it to me, I was like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll go. And so just having a reason, I guess you could say, like, not holding back to go to the event, right? So just go to it and see what happens. So what happened for me was I went to the event and I saw people just like Nicole, who worked at a prison, or Megan, who was a military spouse, or anything like that. I saw all those people being successful, and so that made me realize, like, anybody can do Herbalife as long as they do it. So within that day, like, I signed up in the business office of a hotel, didn't even list Brock as a spouse because I didn't want him to know I signed up. And so then I called him whenever I got out of the event, and I was like, hey, I'm actually like not at home. I'm in Austin, and I went to this event and I got signed up as a new coach for Herbalife. And he was like, how much money did you spend? So if you know Brock, he's like, what was the total? And so I was like, there's $70. And he was like, okay, no problem. That's like a movie and one meal for him. So, I came back home and I really just learned from that first event. It's using the products, wearing the brand somehow, and talking to people every single day. And that's still like what we do now. We just do different methods. So I took the basics from the training and then implemented it right away, got into action. And my first day, I got Brock's dad as a new customer and my mom. And then like one of my other friends that lived in the same area. So within that first 24 hours, I had 3 customers. Then within the next 72 hours, which is what we want to focus on, is the next 72 hours, I had already had like 5 or 6 customers. I went to an event in that 72 hours, got to an event, got 5 customers, and already probably had a team member. So if we really look at, are we trying our best to set up the new distributors powerfully? Like within those first 72 hours of them getting their distributor ID, are we plugging them into an event to help them blitz people or to get their customer base going? Because the worst thing, I think, even for me, I know that if I'm bored and I don't have customers and I don't have my PayPal going off and I am not sending invoices, I'm like, okay, this isn't working, you know? So that's what we need to figure. That's how we need to treat our new guys is, okay, let's get your Facebook Messenger going like crazy. Let's get these people texting. Let's get the blitzes going. Let's get if you send like the Facebook Pay, I think it rains money. So like, let's make it rain, like cash, coins, whatever. And so that's how we need to treat all the new distributors. So that's why like Tamika came to the blitz, right? So getting those people plugged in. And like Lauren, like I sat down with her yesterday and taught her step by step, okay, here's how you send a Facebook, or here's what you need to post on your Facebook, the script for the challenge, and then here's how you send a Facebook request for money. I showed her what to do. It got sent, it got paid, and then I showed her how to put someone into the challenge. So are we doing a good enough job of holding people's hands that first 72 hours and making them get a customer base right away? So Nicole, thank you for sharing your stuff. And so I'm going to turn it over to Megan and Taylor and just kind of do the same thing. So like Megan led a call for us for the organization and stuff a couple weeks ago. And it was like, I mean, I had tears in my eyes and I had to like text Keegan while she was talking. And I was like, Taylor's in the club, Megan's doing the call, and I can't believe what's going on. And it's Monday. She's leading the call. She's doing amazing. I'm crying. Like there's so much going on. And Keegan was like, I know, calm down. So just share y'all's stuff from the get-go, day one.
Awesome. So I originally got started, it was both the product and the business. So I guess it wasn't the product that got me right away. I was an Army wife. I worked in an ER as a patient care technician. Really long hours. Taylor was full-time in the military, literally gone all the time. So I was after something more in life, right? So I wanted like the time freedom, and I wanted so much more than the lives that we were leading, because it was like basically I was the husband and the wife most of the time. So another Army wife, one of my friends, introduced me to the products, and you know, like Nicole said, I was kind of skeptical about it because I'm like, I don't want to lose weight. I'm like, I wanted to gain weight. I wanted to get in good shape. She's like, just try it. Tried a pumpkin spice shake, and that like hooked me. It was amazing. So I got started actually right away as a distributor. I actually signed up while I was at work. I was working a midnight shift, and I was so over it. I was like the bottom of the barrel, so my little phone was going off 24/7. Go do this, go do that. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I signed up, and then within 3 days, I got to my first event, and I think that was probably the most powerful part was getting to the event first. I don't even remember who the speaker was, I'll be honest. But just the stories that were walking across that stage, I was just like literally every walk of life was like having something happen to them. So I got my first customers were my mom, my mother-in-law, and 2 of my best friends. So I made an income right away. And I did it very part-time to begin with. I was in Texas, and you know, it was before they had Breakthrough, and I would attend fit camps. And then once they opened the club, you know, we'd go there for fit camps, things like that. But I never was really truly very serious about it. I just had a few clients here and there, made some extra income. And then I told Heather that, you know, Taylor's getting out of the military, we're moving back home, and she's like, okay, well, let's sit down and like, let's make a plan. So that was very powerful for me, because like it was easy to stay around the pole down there because everyone was doing it. They had the nutrition club, like they had the structure, and it scared me to come back to a place where there's no Herbalife here. There's no structure. There's no one here to help me. So, we made a plan of action and we moved back home, and it was scary. Started our own fit camps, which was really scary. I had always done invites with my sponsor back up in Texas, so when I had to go out by myself, I had no idea what I was saying. But it grew and grew. We worked the fit camps and we started the 3-day trials, and really stuck around like these kind of training calls, and then started plugging into our local event structure here, the STSs. And just about a year ago was when I really like hammered down and like, okay, this is it. We're going to do this. And that's when Taylor started plugging into the business more. He was the skeptic, major skeptic, 3 years strong of not ever trying to shake. But, hey, stay patient. That's the best word. And then, oh gosh, where am I going with this, you guys? So fast forward, I moved back home. I'm full-time now. And then we went down to Texas for the last summit that they had, and they were talking about nutrition clubs, which I've always wanted a nutrition club, but like that seems so far-fetched for us, like just the investment of it, things like that, is definitely something we wanted here, and we knew like our town needed like a structure. So after we left Texas with our team, we're like, okay, we're opening one. This is going to happen, and like the perfect location, popped up, and that's given us like a tool to show up to work every day, I guess, do your job every day, which was, working from home is hard because you have every distraction possible, which, being full-time here, I worked social media a lot. So now that we have like a location where we can invite people into, it's nice to have a different DMO other than just social media to work off of, where we're getting face-to-face with customers. We're building those relationships. Our fit camps are incredible. We started cardio drumming. Like, things are just happening, and it's really exciting. And all you got to do is just like not give up. Like, if you see something for yourself, like stick with it, because it can happen. I mean, our journey is a little bit longer, and moving back to a town without anything here, but it's so possible. I don't know, do you want Taylor to share his story?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm putting you on the spot.
All right. So I remember day number 1 like it was yesterday. For her, I was in the field and didn't have much time, didn't have much battery life. And then I get a text from her. And me and Chris Hopper, Becca, yep. So, she texted me, and me and him were talking, and she sent the message, hey, I signed up for Herbalife as a distributor. I'm like, oh, cool. And I looked at him, I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And he laughed, and he's like, hey, man, they can make a ton of money. So me and him, for the rest of the 2 or 3 weeks we're out there, we're like, oh, when we get home, we're going to be thousandaires. First check rolls in, it's like $7.
Yeah.
I get disheartened. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be. Still haven't tried to shake yet. Still haven't done nothing with it yet. And then finally, I see her buckle down when we move back here, and seeing her start from nowhere, from absolutely nothing, and building it to what she has built it now, has really motivated me to jump in 100%. And I had that first shake, I'm like, this is pretty good. And my second shake, I'm like, this is even better. I don't even know what I'm on, but every single day I have a shake. I'm like, this is the best thing in the world. And just the results that I've gotten from this speak for themselves. I mean, I've gained super healthy lean muscle. I could never gain lean muscle from GNC crap that I was taking. It was pretty bad. I was spending hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of dollars just to put stuff in my body that wasn't doing nothing for me. Now I actually know about the business. I know about the product. I go to the events. I love the events now. The first event I went to, terrible. But it was great. Now I plug into every single event. We were at the LDW. We bought my extravaganza ticket while we were there.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I was going to make it, if I could get off work or whatnot, but we still bought the ticket, and I said I'd find a way. So I'm going to find a way. Either I call off sick or do something, but events are key. Events are really key. That is what has truly pulled me in, that and her hard work.
Yeah.
So, yep, 100%.
Awesome. Well, since y'all are already on, let's hear from the brother. Hey.
There it is.
I don't think I've ever talked or I've never met you, but I always see you on social media now, like at the club and all that good stuff. So, what products do you like? And now that you're a distributor, like, what are your goals?
Products I like? What? Do I have to come closer? Fine. All right, the products I really care for are, well, of course, the shakes. I love the protein drink mix with the Formula One Sport. But my all-time favorite is like the Nightworks. I love Nightworks and CR7 together.
Yes.
It gets me pumped up for my workouts. I actually started Herbalife a while ago when they moved back to Ottawa from the Army. I started as a distributor then, but I wasn't motivated at all. I didn't try selling or anything, and I stopped doing it. And that's my biggest mistake. Oops. So now I'm back on it, and my goal is just being able to quit my job, being able to work full time, be my own boss. And I want to make myself healthier. I want to make my friends healthier, and I want to make new friends and get them on a healthy lifestyle.
That's so awesome. I feel like my heart just got really happy.
I know.
Awesome. Okay. So like if you guys are like taking mental notes, which I always have a notebook, but I write things down. So if you look at like the most successful stories, right, it's what happened in their first 72 hours. So like my first 72 hours looks a lot like Megan's, where she got to an event and then her first customers were her circle of influence. So same thing with Nicole, you know, it's all about like as soon as you post that first post on social media, be ready because people are going to start asking you. And that's what happened with Tamika and Lauren and everybody. So the power of social media is huge. Like we've seen that with the check-ins at the Nutrition Club. We shortened the hours. Nicole, now she's the boss. We just help her out. She like from 7 to 3 most days we reach 40 no problem now, and it used to be like 25. And then with Fit Camp on like Tuesday, Thursdays, we've gotten up to 75 or something.
I think 80 was our highest so far in the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
But it's been average right around 70. So.
Yeah. And so just being able to like use social media, and it starts with you being excited. So if someone's a brand new distributor, let's get them excited, right? Like let's get them on the ball, getting their social media posts in, showing them what's possible. And I love how Taylor said like the first check was, you know, like for Megan, her first check probably meant a little bit differently to her than it did Taylor. And that's kind of the same thing as like Brock and I. So like my first check in the mail was like $64. And I was freaking out. I was like, I just got a check from Herbalife and it's like right here. And then Brock's like, okay, yeah, well, whatever. Like, let's just wait till it gets to 1,000 or something. But once it did, which was like the next 3 months, the check was at $1,000. He was like, I'm quitting within this time period and I'm resigning and all this stuff. So then it got out of control. So just know that like Tamika, Lauren, and all the brand new distributors, the guys here on the call that are making like $5,000 or like Nicole just said $7,000. Brock and I last year, we made 10 grand every single month. We qualified for the Disney vacation, and there's a lot more that goes into like, that's not just, you know, retail from the club, that's team building, that's recruiting, there's a lot that goes into that $10,000. You got to earn it. But from $64 to doing the basics and not giving up to making 10 grand and being able to design your life, like I'll take it. I'll take that $64 check and like build it out. So let's make sure that within those new distributors, you guys, the goal of the call is let's get Tamika's customer base out of control. Let's get Lauren's customer base out of control. All the new guys, their customer bases get huge, and using the online transformation challenge is awesome. And of course, like the registration for that ends today. So there's still time to reach out to the new guys and say, hey, let's post one more script. Let's blitz one more time for 20 minutes and let's just see how many people we can get on. And then there's so much stuff that we can use to get new distributors, customers, right? There's blitzing for the trial packs. There's all kinds of stuff. So that's where you guys as leaders come in and sit down with our people and say, okay, what's your time? How much time do you have? And then let's do this. Let's blitz for this, or let's go do this and get customer bases going crazy. So I am excited. I think May is going incredibly well for a lot of people. Super strong month. And the great thing is, like whenever I look on BizWorks, this is kind of like not for new distributors, but when I look at BizWorks on like Linear View Plus, even though we don't have a club, our personal documented volume is, I think it's 89 or something. And our volume is over 8,000 without a club. And we've been just really, really focusing on building the preferred members, getting everybody back in the system that fell off, you know, reaching out to old clients, and then also getting new people into the nutrition club. Same thing, you know, with Nicole. She came right in off the bat, and she's making the rent and the bills and everything in the first 2 weeks. And that's because we have a plan of action. And every time that she's sitting still, I'm like, hey, like, let's go. Like, let's blitz, or let's go do this, or hey, what do you think about this? So just being proactive. So let's, if y'all have anything to add, let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll call the meeting, and I'll send the recording to Megan and Taylor and Nicole. So if you guys have those new distributors, we can send this out to them too. So let me pause.